Let us continue salt analysis. In salt analysis, let us see the group separation of cations. Let us see group separation of cations. Okay. Now we will take group 1 filtrate. Group 1 filtrate we will take. The group 1 filtrate is in acidic medium. The concentration of acidic medium is nearly 2 molar. To this we will add water and we will bring the concentration to nearly 0.2 molar. Then H2S gas is passed. H2S gas is passed. Group 2 cations precipitate as sulfides. Group 2 cations precipitate as sulfides. Group 2 cations precipitate as sulfides. Sir. Then we are proceeding to group 3 and we are proceeding to group 4. To proceed to group 4, what we will take? Group 3 cations we will take. Group 3 filtrate we will take. We are taking group 3 filtrate. To this group 3 filtrate, we are adding ammonium chloride solid. Then we are adding ammonium hydroxide aqueous. Ammonium hydroxide aqueous. Then we are passing H2S gas. Then we are passing H2S gas. Group 4 cations. Group 4 cations precipitating as sulfides. Group 4 cations precipitate as sulfides. Group 4 cations precipitate as sulfides. Now, the question is, group 2 cations precipitate as sulfides in acidic medium. Group 4 cations precipitate as sulfides in basic medium. Okay. Why group 4 cations do not precipitate in group 2? Group 4 cations do not precipitate in group 2. Why is it so? Because group 2 cations precipitate as sulfides, we are passing H2S gas for which. Group 4 cations precipitate as sulfides for which we are passing H2S gas. Now, why does group 4 cations do not precipitate in group 2? What is the reason? What do you say? Group 4 cations do not precipitate as sulfides in group 2. Why is it so? You are saying concentration of sulfide is concentration of sulfide. Sir, that means your point of view is concentration of sulfide is variable in these two places. Okay, now we will see. Now we will take a concentration of sulfide, you are saying. Okay, let us see regarding concentration of sulfide. We will take water, we will pass H2S gas, we will prepare saturated solution of H2S. In this saturated solution of H2S, we calculated concentration of sulfide. We got a value 10 to the power of minus 14 molar. Sorry. Now we will take acidic medium. We will take acidic medium. Okay, like this one, first line. So now we will take H plus aqueous solution. To this, let us pass H2S gas. Let us get saturated solution of H2S. Now we will see the concentration of sulfide. Now let us compare the concentration of sulfide here with this. How it will be there? How the concentration of sulfide will be there here and here? How the concentration of sulfide will be there here and here? Do you say same or different? If it is different, where it is high and where it is low? Here see, here you are taking water and you are passing H2S gas, you are getting saturated solution of H2S. In this solution, sulfide ions present, concentration of sulfide ions, we are getting as 10 power minus 14 molar as per the calculation. Now instead of water, we will take acid solution. We will take acid solution and we will pass H2S gas, we will get saturated solution of H2S. In this solution, sulfide is present, concentration of sulfide, we can calculate if we know H plus concentration. Now, how this value will be there when compared to this? Are they equal or not equal? If not equal, which is high, which is low? In acidic medium, concentration of sulfide is higher than this or lower than this? What do you say? In acidic medium, concentration of sulfide is higher than this value or lower than this value or equal to this value? What do you say? In acidic medium, because that is only in group 2 cations. Group 2 cations like this is there. Now, how the value will be there? Sir. Okay. Now we will see how the value is there, that we will see. Now, here we have taken water, we are passing H2S gas, we are getting saturated solution of H2S. Saturated solution of H2S. Sorry. How the concentration of sulfide will be there, that we have to see. What is the concentration of sulfide? What is the equilibrium? That point we will see. Okay. Now we are taking water, we are passing H2S gas, we got saturated solution of H2S. Here, what are the equilibrium means? One is H2S aqueous is dissociating to give H plus aqueous plus HS minus aqueous. For this, equilibrium constant is Ka1 is equal to 10 to the power of minus 7. Then this HS minus aqueous is in equilibrium with H plus aqueous and sulfide aqueous. For this, equilibrium constant is 10 to the power of minus 14. Now, can we calculate concentration of sulfide in this solution? Now see, we are taking water, we are passing H2S gas, we are getting saturated solution of H2S, we are getting so and so equilibrium. For this, equilibrium constant is 10 power minus 7. For this, equilibrium constant is 10 power minus 14. Now you say, and for saturated solution of H2S, concentration of H2S aqueous is 0.1 molar. Okay. Now you say, can we calculate concentration of sulfide or we cannot? What do you say? Concentration of sulfide, can we calculate or we cannot calculate in this, for this solution? Is it possible to calculate concentration of sulfide? Yes or no? Sorry. So now you see, here we are taking water, we are passing H2S gas, we got saturated solution of H2S. We are getting one equilibrium like this, another equilibrium like this. For this equilibrium constant is given. For this equilibrium constant is given. For the saturated solution of H2S, concentration of H2S is 0.1 molar. Now in this solution, what are the different species present? One is H plus, another one is HS minus, another one is S sulfide. Is it possible to calculate concentration of H plus, concentration of HS minus, concentration of sulfide in this solution? We are able to calculate or we are unable to calculate? Sorry, it is possible. Okay. So we are calculating all the values. So we are able to calculate. So H plus concentration comes out to be 10 to the power of minus 4 molar. HS minus concentration comes out to be 10 power minus 4 molar. Sulfide concentration comes out to be 10 to the power of minus 14 molar. Okay, we calculated all the values. Sorry. Next point, you see that to this, let us add acid. Let us add acid. Okay. For example, HCl. We are adding acid. Okay, we are adding acid. If you add acid, what happens to the concentration of H plus here? You think it? what happens to the concentration of H plus here? You think it in the resultant solution? In the resultant solution, what happens to the concentration of H plus? You are adding H plus into this solution. So what happens to the concentration of H plus in the resultant solution? Will it rise or will it reduce or will it remain same? Will it remain same? What do you say? To this solution, okay. So you are saying concentration of sulfide rises. Sorry, concentration of H plus is rising. Okay. Concentration of H plus rises, you are saying. So now you say, what happens to this equilibrium? What happens to this equilibrium? What happens to this equilibrium? Equilibrium will be disturbed or will not be disturbed? What do you say? You are adding H plus. You are adding H plus into this solution. So in resultant solution, H plus concentration rises. So you are saying equilibrium is affected, backward is favoring, you are saying. Sir. So equilibrium is affected, backward favors. Backward favors. So what happens to the concentration of bisulfide? You are saying backward is favored. Okay. Backward is favored, you said. What happens to the concentration of bisulfide? Concentration of bisulfide in the new equilibrium. Okay. In the new equilibrium, concentration of bisulfide will be low. We are getting new equilibrium. In the new equilibrium, concentration of bisulfide is lower. Lower than this. Concentration of bisulfide is lower than this. Okay. Concentration of bisulfide is lower than this one. Sir. Now we will see regarding this equilibrium. What will happen to the equilibrium? This equilibrium we will see. What happens to the position of this equilibrium, you see. Whether this equilibrium will be affected or not, you think it. Whether this equilibrium is affected or not, you think it. Equilibrium is affected means which is favoring, forward or backward, that you think. Which will favor, either forward or backward, which will favor, you think it. What will happen to the concentration of sulfide, that you say in the new equilibrium. Concentration of sulfide, how it will be there in the new equilibrium. In new equilibrium, how the concentration of sulfide will be there. How the concentration of sulfide will be there. What do you say? Now see, you are adding H plus. You are adding H plus into this solution. So in the resultant solution, concentration of H plus increases. So concentration of H plus increases means what happens to the position of this equilibrium? Will it affect or not? If it is affecting, which is favoring, forward or backward? Okay. Then system will attain new equilibrium or not. If it attains new equilibrium, what is the concentration of sulfide? What is the concentration of sulfide? What do you see? What is your expectation? Sir. Here, to this saturated solution, you are adding H plus continuously. While concentration of H plus increases continuously. Concentration of H plus in this place increases continuously. Simultaneously, concentration of H plus increases continuously here. Now see that to this saturated solution, you are adding H plus. So what happens? Concentration of H plus in this equilibrium rising. Concentration of H plus in this equilibrium rising. So concentration of H plus in this equilibrium, concentration of H plus in this equilibrium rising simultaneously to the same extent. Isn't it or not? Okay. Now see, you are adding H plus ions to this solution. Therefore, concentration of H plus ions in this place concentration of H plus ions in this place rising simultaneously to the same extent. Do you agree? Concentration of H plus rises continuously in this place as well as in this place continuously. Do you have any doubt? Or what do you say? Due to addition of H plus into this saturated solution, concentration of H plus in the resultant solution increases, which indicates concentration of H plus here rises, concentration of H plus rises simultaneously to the same extent. So what happens to the equilibrium here? What happens to the equilibrium here? Will they be affected to the same extent? Will they be affected simultaneously? Do you say that this equilibrium is affecting or not? Do you say this equilibrium is affected? What shall we say? Shall we say both equilibria are affected? What do you say? Sir, let us take this saturated solution. In this solution, this equilibrium is there, this equilibrium is there. You are adding H plus. So concentration of H plus in the resultant solution increases. Now you say, what happens to the concentration of H plus here? And what happens to the concentration of H plus here? What do you say? What happens to the concentration of H plus here and concentration of H plus here? Concentration of H plus at this point, concentration of H plus at this point here. Okay, increases. Concentration of H plus increases, concentration of H plus increases. Okay. At both places, concentration of H plus increases. So, what happens to the position of equilibrium at this place and at this place? What happens to the position of equilibrium at this place, at this place? Do you say in both places affected or what? Concentration of H plus is raised in both places. Okay. So you are saying in both places equilibrium is affected, in both places backward is favored. Sir. So you are saying that here backward is favored, here also backward is favored. Okay. After some time system will attain new equilibrium. In new equilibrium, what is the concentration of sulfide here when compared to this saturated solution? You see. After some time, system is attaining new equilibrium. System has attained a new equilibrium. In the new equilibrium, what is the concentration of sulfide here when compared to this solution? In this solution, concentration of sulfide is 10 power minus 14 molar. Now, what is the concentration of sulfide in this resultant solution when compared to this? Okay, you are saying low. So, concentration of sulfide is low. Sorry. You are saying concentration of sulfide is low, you are saying. Okay. Concentration of sulfide, you said low. Okay. Now we will take water. To this we are passing H2S gas. We are getting a saturated solution of H2S. Here two equilibria possible. One equilibrium H2S aqueous is in equilibrium with H plus aqueous and HS minus aqueous. This concentration is 10 to the power of minus 4 molar. It is 10 to the power of minus 4 molar. As per calculation we got HS minus aqueous is in equilibrium with H plus aqueous and sulfide aqueous. This concentration we got 10 to the power of minus 14 molar. Sorry. To this we are adding acid. We are getting a new equilibrium. In the new equilibrium, you are saying concentration of sulfide is low, lower than this value. That's what you said, sir. Now let us add base. Let us add base. Okay, we are adding base. We are adding base. We are adding base into this solution. We are adding base into this solution. Shall we say this OH minus takes this H plus and becomes water? Due to that, what happens to the concentration of H plus here and here in the resultant solution, you say? What happens to the concentration of H plus? What do you say? Now see, you are saying that concentration of H plus, one student says remains same, one student says it decreases. Okay, then we will see. Here we have taken water. Here we have taken water. To this we have passed H2S gas. We got saturated solution of H2S. To this, if you add acid, to this solution, if you add acid, we are getting new equilibrium. In the new equilibrium, concentration of sulfide is lower when compared to this. Okay, this point is over. We are going for next. Let us add sodium hydroxide into this saturated solution. This solution we got from here. We got like this. Let us add. That means you think it, we are taking water, we are passing H2S gas, we got saturated solution of H2S. Now we are adding sodium hydroxide into this. This sodium hydroxide gives OH minus ions to this solution. This OH minus ions will take this H plus ions and will become water. So what happens to the concentration of H plus ions in this resultant solution? Okay, you are saying decreases. Okay, so concentration of H plus ions decreases. Okay, next you say, what happens to the concentration of H plus ions in these two places in the resultant solution? In this resultant solution due to addition of this base. What happens to the concentration of H plus ions at these two places in this resultant solution due to addition of OH minus? You are saying decreases. This concentration of H plus here decreases. This concentration of H plus here decreases. Okay. So what will happen to position of equilibrium here, position of equilibrium here in this place? Will it be affected or not? You think it. Position of equilibrium, this position of equilibrium here, this position of equilibrium here, will it be affected or not? What do you say? You are adding sodium hydroxide. Okay, you are saying that one student says position of this equilibrium is affected here, position of this equilibrium is affected here, and here forward is favoring here, here forward is favoring here. One student says here forward favors, here forward favors, you are saying. So you say system is attaining new equilibrium after some time. After some time, system attains new equilibrium. In the new equilibrium, what is the concentration of sulfide? What is the concentration of sulfide in the new equilibrium when compared to this value? Now see that, okay, you are saying higher value. So system is attaining new equilibrium here. In this new equilibrium, concentration of this sulfide is greater than that of this value, you are saying. Okay, so concentration of sulfide is higher. Concentration of sulfide is higher. Sir, shall we say concentration of sulfide is lower here? Concentration of sulfide is lower here when compared to this due to addition of acid. This effect is called common ion effect, shall we say? Sir, concentration of sulfide here is lower than this one due to common ion, that is H plus. This effect is called common ion effect. Here concentration of sulfide is higher when compared to this due to addition of base. Okay. Now, how this point we have discussed. Now we will go for group separation of cations. Group separation of cations we will see. Now see that group 1 filtrate you are taking. Group 1 filtrate is in acidic medium. Concentration of acid is 2 molar. We want to go to group 2. Group 2 we want concentration of acid is 0.2 molar. So we are adding water into this and we are making this concentration as 0.2 molar. Then we are passing H2S gas. Group 2 cations precipitating as sulfides. Here group 4 cations do not precipitate at all. Sir, group 2 is over. We are group 3 also over. We are going for group 4. So we are taking group 3 filtrate. We are going for group 4. So reagent is ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide and H2S gas, and we are getting group 4 cations precipitating as sulfides. Here group 4 cations precipitating as sulfides. Okay. Now you say the answer. Why group 4 cations do not precipitate in the place of group 2? What is the reason? Group 4 cations precipitating as sulfides. Group 2 cations also precipitating as sulfides. Okay. The question is, why group 4 cations do not precipitate in the place of group 2? Okay. You are saying medium. Sir, medium is different. You are saying your acidic medium, your basic medium you are saying. Isn't it? Sir. Now we will do one thing. We will take group 2 cation. That group 2 cation means copper ion. Take copper sulfate. Directly come for group 4. Directly come for group 4. Take copper sulfate, add ammonium chloride, ammonium hydroxide and pass H2S gas. You will get precipitate. Certainly will get precipitate. See that? Take copper sulfate salt. We need not do systematically. We will take copper sulfate salt. We will add water. Add ammonium chloride. Add ammonium hydroxide. Pass H2S gas. Copper ion precipitate as sulfide in the group 4. Why is it so? Copper ion is precipitating as sulfide in group 4. Whereas group 4 is not precipitating in group 2. See? Sir, we will take a group 4 cation. For example, zinc sulfate. Take zinc sulfate salt. Add water. Pass, add H plus and pass H2S gas. We will not get precipitate at all. See? How we are doing? See? We are taking group 2 cation. Cu2 plus is group 2 cation. Okay. We will add water to this. So one student says that concentration of H plus is variable in these two places. Therefore, like this happening. You are saying like this, sir. But precipitating as sulfides only now. So cation requires sulfide for precipitating a sulfide. So why to say H plus? Sorry, can we say in terms of sulfide? Can we say in terms of sulfide? Can we say in terms of sulfide? That you think in terms of sulfide? Okay. So you are saying we can say in terms of sulfide. Okay. Now you say to precipitate group 2 cations, what is the concentration of sulfide is required, you see. To precipitate group 4 cations, what is the concentration of sulfide is required, you see. Compare these two. Concentration of sulfide required for precipitating group 2 and group 4, are they same or different? Different means where it is high and where it is low. Like this you think. Sorry, we will take like that. Now to precipitate group 2, what is the concentration of sulfide is required? That you see. To precipitate group 2 cation as sulfide, for example Cu2 plus as sulfide, what is the concentration of sulfide is required? Okay, you are saying that group 4, to precipitate group 4 cations, higher concentration of sulfide is required. To precipitate group 2 cation, lower concentration of sulfide is required, you are saying. Therefore, we are changing the medium, you are saying. So, you have got an idea. Okay. Sorry. So, you got an idea. To precipitate group 2 cations, we need lower concentration of sulfide. So, we are taking acidic medium. To precipitate group 4 cations, we need higher concentration of sulfide. So, we are taking basic medium, you are saying. Okay, you got an idea. So, group 4 is over. In the group separation of cations, up to group 4 we completed. Okay. Now, we will proceed to group 5. So, now we will take group 4 filtrate. Now, we will take group 4 filtrate. To this group 4 filtrate, we have taken group 4 filtrate is boiled in order to expel out H2S gas. Then ammonium chloride solid is added, ammonium chloride solid, and then ammonium hydroxide aqueous, and then ammonium hydroxide aqueous. Then we are adding 10% solution of ammonium carbonate. 10% solution of ammonium carbonate. Group 5 cations precipitating as carbonates. Group 5 cations precipitating as carbonates. What are the group 5 cations? One is barium. Barium ion is precipitating as barium carbonate. Second one is strontium ion. Strontium ion is precipitating as strontium carbonate. Third one is calcium ion. Calcium ion is precipitating as calcium carbonate. All are white precipitate. All are white precipitate. Like this, group 5 we can do it. Then group 6. Group 6 is magnesium. For doing magnesium, directly take the salt. Directly take the salt for group 6. So we are taking the salt. We are dissolving the salt in water. We are getting salt solution. We are getting salt solution. To this salt solution, we are adding group 6 reagent. Sorry. We will go for a group 6 reagent. So group 6 reagent is ammonium chloride solid, then ammonium hydroxide aqueous, and ammonium hydrogen phosphate. Ammonium hydrogen phosphate solution we are adding. We will get white precipitate. We will get white precipitate. That white precipitate is magnesium ammonium phosphate. Magnesium ammonium phosphate. It is a white precipitate. This is it is group 6. So group 6 we are doing like this. To do group 6, take salt directly, dissolve in water, add the respective reagent. You will get white precipitate. The white precipitate is magnesium ammonium phosphate. It is for group 6. Then we will see group 0. Group 0 we will see. Group 0 means ammonium ion. Group 0 is ammonium ion. Group 0 is ammonium ion. Take salt directly, add concentrated strong base. Add concentrated strong base, for example sodium hydroxide, and heat the contents. What happens means we will get ammonical vapors. We will get ammonical smell. We will get ammonical smell. Ammonical vapors comes. This indicates the salt contains cation ammonium ion. Salt contains cation ammonium ion. Okay. Like this, we will do group separation of cations. Okay. So we have done a group separation of cations. We have done. From this group separation of cations, the given salt contains cation. The cation comes under which group? That we can analyze. The given cation comes under which group? That we analyzed. Next, we will go for in that group, the cation is which one? That we have to confirm it. Now we got the cation comes under which group? We got it from the group separation of cations. Next, what we have to do? In that group, what is the name of cation? That name we have to find it and we have to confirm it. Sir, that we will do it. Now we will take first we will discuss about group 1. Sir, we will take group 1 precipitate. Group 1 precipitate. Group 1 precipitate is white precipitate. What are the possible group 1 cations? One possibility is lead, Pb2 plus, that precipitate as PbCl2. Another possibility Ag plus, that precipitate as AgCl. Another possibility mercurous ion Hg2 2 plus, that precipitate as Hg2Cl2. These are the possibilities in group 1. So group 1 precipitate is white precipitate. What are the possible cations in group 1? One is Pb2 plus, that precipitate as PbCl2. Next possibility Ag plus, that precipitate as AgCl. Next possibility mercurous ion precipitate as mercurous chloride. Sir, mercurous ion formula is Hg plus 1. Mercury is Hg. Mercurous ion means oxidation number plus 1. Mercurous ion exists in the form of dimer. Mercurous ion exists in the form of dimer but not monomer. Mercurous ion exists in the form of dimer but not monomer. Why is it so? Mercury symbol Hg. Mercurous ion in which mercury oxidation number is plus 1. Mercurous ion in which mercury oxidation number is plus 1. Mercurous ion exists as dimer. Mercurous ion exists as dimer but not monomer. Mercurous ion exists as dimer, that is Hg2 2 plus, but not monomer. Why is it so? Mercurous ion formula, if we ask, we have to say Hg2 2 plus but not Hg plus. Mercurous ion will exist as dimeric form, Hg2 2 plus only but not monomeric form. What is the reason? Sir. Now, why mercurous ion exists as a dimeric form but not monomeric form? That we have to see. For which mercury comes under which group we will see? Mercury comes under zinc family. So zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. Zinc, cadmium, mercury, copernicium. Let us see the electronic configuration. Zinc is argon 3d10 4s2. It is zinc. Cadmium is krypton 4d10 5s2. Krypton 4d10 5s2. Next, mercury, if you see, xenon 5d10 6s2. Shall we say mercury electronic configuration is xenon 5d10 6s2? Shall we say? Shall we say mercury electronic configuration is xenon 5d10 6s2? Shall we say? Shall we say or no? Sir. Now you see xenon atomic number. Xenon atomic number we will see. Xenon atomic number is 54. Mercury atomic number is 80. Mercury atomic number is 80. Xenon atomic number is 54. Let us count the electrons. 54 plus 10 plus 2. How much it comes? 66. But atomic